The state of Oregon employs tens of thousands of workers, and the public pays their salary. So as a taxpayer, you might be surprised to learn you're paying for this.
This is silly. Now he's hiding and...
A state worker earning $98,000 a year
Slayer, Demon Hunter,
to stay home
Black Sheep Squadron.
and play video games.
You just do whatever you can when you're at home because you can't just sit in front of the television all the time.
For the past 16 months, the Oregon Department of Corrections has paid Jaime Cook his full salary to stay home from work, where he's a registered nurse.
This is never ending. This is the never-ending story of staying at home. And I don't want to be here. I want to work.
Jaime's on what's called paid administrative leave, which means his bosses are looking into allegations of misconduct. Jaime is accused of violating several workplace policies, including abandonment of assignment. We don't have access to all the details. It's confidential. But Jaime says he didn't do anything wrong.
Why is it taking so long to investigate?
I have no answer.
They tell you what's going on or give you any kind of updates?
Nope.
Mogwai.
So instead of going to work, Jaime's required to clock in from home, Monday through Friday like a normal workday, including a lunch break. He accrues vacation and sick time, even got a pay raise.
You're able to work, you want to work, but you're just stuck here.
I wanted to know why Jaime's case dragged on, and had questions about the state's use of paid administrative leave.
Department of Corrections said they talked to us, they do an interview, but they said they can't really talk about Jaime's case specifically because it's a personnel issue. Just for clarity though, can you explain why you can't talk about his case?
A number of reasons. One, because the case is still ongoing. We have not concluded to the very end his case. Two, we need to protect the employee. It's really important. We need to protect the agency, and we need to make sure that his rights are upheld as well.
Last year, records show the Oregon Department of Corrections spent nearly $500,000 to put 33 of its employees on paid administrative leave. They were out, on average, 2.5 months. Corrections explained personnel investigations can be complex, and they take time. Witnesses need to be interviewed, other agencies or police might be involved, and most employees have union representation.
We have a responsibility to treat the employee fairly and to make sure that we are investigating appropriately and not missing anything.
I recognize you can't talk about Jaime's case specifically, but generally speaking, why would an investigation take more than a year?
Well, it could be that the investigation needs to be broadened. It could be that that the investigators themselves maybe have changed hands. It could be that an investigation needs to be redone. So all of those things take time.
But a year's a long time.
A year is a long time, and we really try to make sure that we don't spend that much time investigating and concluding a case, but sometimes it's unavoidable.
Thanks for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it.
The Department of Corrections is just one state agency, and certainly not the largest, which got me wondering, how many other state employees are paid to stay away?
I asked every state agency for a breakdown of number of employees on paid administrative leave for last year, 2019. There were 288. Of those, 164 were on leave for more than a month. That's 57%, that's more than half. 25 employees were on paid administrative leave for 6 months or longer, and there were a couple that were on leave the entire year.
This practice of paid administrative leave is expensive, no question. Last year alone, taxpayers shelled out $3.2 million for state employees to stay home while their misconduct was investigated.
Would this happen in the private sector?
No. As a general rule, private employers tend to be more strict in complying with their leave law entitlements for their employees. And they tend to restrict as much as they can because they have an incentive to make sure folks get back to work when they're capable and able to return to work.
So what can be done to speed up the process? Some local and state governments around the country have established deadlines requiring personnel investigations to wrap up within a certain time frame, like 30 or 90 days.
Yes.
That way, the public isn't stuck paying for state workers to stay home while on paid leave.
It's very frustrating.